Ambition 2025 continues to adapt the organization, leveraging the knowledge of Sodexo's global teams and experience to grow faster. This new organization has 4 main dimensions, with the creation of global client segments that allow client-centric focus to deliver quality of life for clients and consumers as the first dimension. The second dimension is the transversal function, which has an operational role in standardizing quality, helping reduce cost, and also helping the organization have more predictable results. The third dimension is the geographic governance, which ensures effective operation across all dimensions. The final dimension is service operations, which includes Sodexo's technical experts who create and deliver standardized systems and services for on-site teams. Segments are in partnership with service operations, which consists of technical experts that can deliver standardized systems and services. Within service operations, Sodexo has several platforms, including safety, food, facility management, business improvement and growth support, information systems and technology, supply management and the support functions of finance, HR, and planning. The facility management platform features a group of subject matter experts, SMEs, and deployment specialists that can design and implement standardized services to all of the segments in the following areas: soft service framework, asset management framework, energy management, construction, service development, and the FM Command Center. The FM platform has defined end-to-end processes to support the segments in their sales and deployment of these services. These end-to-end processes match the global mega process for client relationship management. This video describes the adaptation of the 2.3 solution and contract design, 2.4 solution mobilization, and 2.5 contract management for energy management services. Energy management services include energy benchmarking, energy procurement, utility expense management, UEM, energy projects financing, smart building technologies and building analytics, energy audits, sustainability consulting and planning, energy management services, virtual and site-based, and Energy Star certification. These services are all designed to reduce energy use and costs. Housed with the overall service operations team is a group of experienced professionals with a wide variety of certifications within energy management services, serving as either subject matter experts or support specialists, available to assist segments in developing a solution and deploying Sodexo's tools and systems to implement the final agreed-upon solution. Additionally, Energy Management Services vets new processes, products, and equipment to allow teams to offer best-in-class solutions. The 2.3 process identifies the solutions for client needs once a new business opportunity has been identified. The process includes the steps from the identification of a potential opportunity, the on-site or tabletop discovery, and survey process, including the development of the scope of work to assure alignment with client expectations to the proposed solution, letter of intent, the contract negotiation, and the final contract creation. Each step in this 2.3 process is led by the sales team. To begin the solution and contract design process, the first pass is through a decision stage gate. This decision is made by the sales and operations teams within the segments after the completion of the 2.2 process of creating opportunity. Once the segment decides to proceed with pursuing this opportunity, the segment registers the sales opportunity with the BIGS team via the BIGS portal by accessing the link on the Sodexo Net page. Once the project is registered with BIGS, the Energy Management Services team contacts the sales lead to align the appropriate SME to support the process to maximize the solution and minimize the risk. Segments are responsible for the deal structure and pricing, including review of the client's financial qualifications and identification of any potential risks for Sodexo to be considered during the sales and contracting process. The segment passes through the next stage gate and decides to submit a proposal for the negotiated deal, or respond to a client's formal request for proposal process. The next stage is to understand the client's needs and develop a possible solution. The segment sales team now leads the process to create the sales plan, provide project details, and support access to the site as necessary for further review with the subject matter experts. The segment's finance team supports the development of the business case and deal structure for the project. The Energy Management Services team evaluates internal capacity and/or competitiveness of either in-house or subcontract resources, provides technical input to solution content, evaluates the need for energy procurement management, and determines an approach for the solution, provides benchmarks, costing tools, and expertise, ensures all inputs are included to provide a predictable cost to deliver per required service, supports district manager, site manager on-site visits, and technical discussions with the client, and assists in determining the need and percentage of an FTE for an on-site energy manager or virtual energy manager services. The recommendations are given to the segment sales, finance, and the operations teams for use in developing the proposal. The next decision point requires the segment to review analysis from all of the stakeholders involved and determine if the information submitted justifies submitting a proposal. This review includes a joint discussion between the segment and service operations to agree on the minimal operational needs to ensure success based on the proposed scope of service and how a change in resources directly correlates with a change in scope. If, after measuring the risk and reward, the segment decides to proceed with the proposal, then one is submitted. Once again, the segment sales and operations teams lead this process and the interaction with the client. Negotiations begin with the client on service-level agreements, scopes of work, and mobilization plans. These teams confirm that the proposal submitted meets the client's on-site needs. The segment sales and operations teams are supported by the segment finance team to validate all financial assumptions, models, and pricing utilizing the approved benchmark analytics provided by service operations. The BIGS team continues to ensure all needed service operations stakeholders are included in the process. The Energy Management Services team supports the segment with an assessment of the current situation and a gap analysis, confirms and commits to the segment on scope of services and the agreed-on cost to deliver based on the due diligence, and validates refinements in service elements, costing, tools, systems and applications, subcontracting, and benchmark. The Transversal Legal team conducts legal due diligence reviews. Once this due diligence process is complete, a final scope of work with financial terms and conditions is agreed upon with the client. The team proceeds to the next stage gate. The next decision point can be determined by the Sodexo team or client. This means that there is a decision to move ahead with the project because the due diligence review and contract negotiation delivers a favorable agreement for Sodexo and the client. Or Sodexo decides that the terms of the agreement are not in line with Sodexo's risk or financial models and decides not to proceed with the agreement. After Sodexo is selected, via letter of intent, as the partner of choice for the desired service, the process to create an agreement begins. This process is led by the segment sales and operations teams to get a signed agreement that includes final scope of work and SLAs discussed and agreed upon with the client and aligned with Sodexo's costing. The Energy Management Services team verifies scope of services in the contract. The segment finance team finalizes the financial KPIs and the contract payment schedule. The mobilization plan is finalized and prepared for execution. BIGS continues to be a project manager in the process by reviewing all activities with service operations. If Sodexo Capital is involved to finance the project, Transversal Finance manages the sign-off on the investment and contract. The Transversal Legal team supports contract review and negotiation if required. A contract is signed at this point in the process by the segment and client. The Energy Management Services team and the procurement teams establish Sodexo preferred vendors and suppliers as necessary to execute operations and mitigate risk for Sodexo. The 2.3 solution and contract design process ends, and the 2.4 solution mobilization process begins. The 2.4 process can be thought of as the mobilization, deployment, or startup process for new business. The process includes the beginning of the preparation work in advance of the go-live date through the end of startup. It concludes with the site handover to the ongoing operations team. The beginning of the solution mobilization involves the deployment of the resources defined in the mobilization plan. The process is led by the segment operation and sales teams to facilitate client meetings and access to the facilities. The segment team leads the client relation management activities. The service operations team, through the energy management services team, provides technical direction to the segment on-site leader, attends client meetings and coordinates with the energy manager if applicable, mobilizes all internal and external energy management resources per design, and assists with hiring, onboarding, and managing an in-unit energy manager if required. The final stage gate determines operational readiness to proceed and begin on-site startup. The startup is now ready to go live, and the deployment of operational solutions is led by the Energy Management Services team, while the segment operations and sales teams lead the client relationship management process with the client through facilitating all meetings and reporting startup progress. The segment finance team supports the process through prompt invoicing and collection in alignment with the contractual terms. If necessary, the Energy Management Services team coordinates with procurement to set up all subcontractors utilizing approved Sodexo partners and supply relationships to ensure that they meet the contractual scope of work. The Transversal Human Resources team monitors compliance with all local employment laws. The go-live stabilization then occurs as the Energy Management Services team monitors the ongoing performance against design and makes adjustments in coordination with the in-unit energy manager during the project. The team also completes the setup of the utility expense management program, monitors the in-unit energy manager deploying the scope of work, and helps to transition the new on-site employee using the Sodexo onboarding process. These tools allow the on-site team to have a seamless transition by maximizing the ability to provide successful outcomes. By implementing this process for energy, innovative solutions are provided that promote a client-centric focus to deliver quality of life services for clients and consumers. The 2.5 process can be thought of as normal daily operations. All startup and mobilization work are complete and has been handed off. The segment on-site team moves into operating business as usual, looking to maintain and improve upon all that is in place. The segment team manages utilizing all the tools and resources mobilized to facilitate delivering the outcomes the client expects within the scope of service. Vigilance for scope creep is imperative, with a willingness to help serve new requests, but only after the segment negotiates what the amendment or supplemental invoice for that additional service includes, both in outcome and in financial benefit to Sodexo. During contract management, the Energy Management Services team continues to support the energy program and energy manager to include site visits and meetings with the client as necessary. During this phase, the team performs measurement and verification (M&V) for monitoring KPIs, continuous monitoring of energy markets for procurement contract decisions, if and where applicable, and continuous execution of the utility expense management program to report to the client are included in the support. Energy Management Services performs continuous improvements and deploys risk mitigation practices by managing daily interactions with energy-related subcontractors, approving and deploying service refresh, systems and tools in line with the segment's requirements, and fostering breakthrough innovations in service delivery, identifying further synergies and efficiencies to be agreed upon with the segments. Achievements utilizing energy management services. Energy procurement. In the first months of a new FM contract, Sodexo's procurement services reduced a healthcare client's annual utility costs by approximately $330,000, 11.5%, while shielding the client from exposure to market price fluctuations. More than $500,000 per year is currently saved for a senior living client through a strategic energy plan tailored to its business needs. Utility Expense Management, UEM. An education client was burdened with processing 3,500 utility invoices each month with no bandwidth to use the bill data in pursuit of its sustainability commitments. Sodexo's UEM service was implemented, resulting in avoidance of almost $400,000 per year in utility late fees, and the elimination of accounts billed in error when tenants shared space. A private K-12 school in New York City began UEM services, and overcharges of $258,000 were immediately identified and returned to the client from the local utility company. Energy project implementation. Energy projects of $500,000 were implemented with zero out-of-pocket payments for a university client. The project was paid back to the client on their monthly utility bill with $95,000 annual savings, exceeding the $85,000 finance payment, resulting in a positive cash flow every year and improved facilities. Over 150 energy projects were implemented over a 5-year period for a leading retail client, resulting in $11 million savings annually, reducing electric consumption by 102 million kilowatt hours and reducing occupant complaints by 70%. Energy audits. Energy audits of 4.4 million square feet identified $1.8 million in energy conservation measures for a senior living client, saving $545,000 per year for a 3.3-year simple payback.